If you've ever traveled around the world, then you know that one of the most problematic issues is often transportation in a foreign country. Figuring out how to pay for public transportation, getting ripped off by taxis, let alone figuring out how to get from point A to point B in a foreign language, are just a few of the problems that travelers face. And here in Israel, it's no different, as public transportation can be daunting for some tourists. And that's where my next guest comes in. TripNwize is an innovative solution helping tourists coming to Israel navigate the public transportation system. And here to tell us all about it is Yaniv Grinblat, co-founder and CEO of TripNwize. Welcome.
Hello, Lidar.
So what exactly does TripNwize do?
TripNwize is a new solution that provides for tourists a new service of actually we issue and reload and also ship door-to-door the RAV-CAV card.
And for those who don't know what a RAV-CAV card is?
RAV-CAV card is a smart transportation card in Israel that like you can use it for all kinds of public transportations, trains, buses, and from next month also the big taxis.
And can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with this idea? I know that you and your co-founder share a love of travel.
Right, so me and my friend Snir, we traveled a lot around the world, and we saw like many cultures, many kinds of countries, and we had like many experience. And after the legalization back in January, we felt like there is a big gap between the expectations and between the lack of infrastructure that actually happens here in Israel. And we saw that gap, and we decided to get inside and to provide a new service for the tourist.
Okay, so for our viewers who may not be familiar, when you talk about the legislation, what you're basically talking about is legislation that was recently passed regarding public transportation.
Right.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. From the last January, nobody can pay cash on public buses. So you have to issue your own public transportation card.
And that can be a very challenging task for tourists, right? I think the idea was meant to help locals, but it inadvertently has caused some difficulties for tourists. So how does TripNwize work exactly?
TripNwize is a website, tripnwize.com, that actually we provide it to all kinds of hosts. It can be hostels, Airbnb managers, hotels, anyone who come in contact with tourists. We provide them the service, and all they need to do is just to ask the tourist if he would like to use this service or not.
To get the RAV card for public transportation.
Yeah.
Because today, right, if you want to get a RAV card, you have to go to a specific location, buy it, pay for it.
Yeah, and there are like very few locations like that, and also they have opening hours, and if you have luck, your hotel is like near one, and if you don't, so you have to take a taxi, and that's a bad tourist experience.
Taxis, well, I mean, they're more expensive, obviously, than the public transportation, and...
No, you have to take taxis to the place, because you can't go by bus.
Take a taxi to the place, of course. So even getting to one of these spots where you can buy a RAV-CAV is a challenge.
Right.
And so you offer the service to hotels and hostels, and you also offer it directly to the consumer, correctly?
Exactly. Yeah.
So can you tell us how someone, let's say I'm a tourist, I'm coming to Israel, how can I access this card?
We have our website. For now, we're working by collaborations with all kinds of hospitalities. So they actually do for us the marketing, and that's all.
And this is out there right now. It's working right now. If tourists are watching this, they're coming to Israel soon.
TripNwize.com, right?
TripNwize.com. They can go on to TripNwize.com and purchase one of these.
All they need to do is to choose the travel arrangement. Either they're going to Haifa or Jerusalem or Tel Aviv. Either they're staying for 1 week or more. And they just need to choose the product, check out, and that's all.
And they get the card, and then once in Israel, they can use public transportation in an easy manner. Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank the amazing startups who joined us today. And remember to like us on Facebook at Israel English News, on Twitter at ILTV News, and visit us on our website at iltv.tv. I'm Lajarga Velazi. Thanks for watching.